Hello, Nashville. What's going on? We are back with the NFM podcast. That could have been too loud. So sorry, Trent. But regardless, we're back with the NFM podcast. We're happy to be here. I am Sav, and I am here today with...
What's up, guys? It's Terry.
Oh, my God. You're not Jarrell. Who are you?
It's Terry. I'm the one who's usually hiding in the corner back there making jokes.
Terry's our producer, guys.
Yes.
He's amazing.
So,
amazing.
Filling in for our good buddy Jarrell, who could not be here today. Before we get started, though, should mention that this podcast is brought to you by Freshie. And we love Freshie. We talk about how much we love Freshie all the time.
Goes to parties with me.
Freshie, we'd like to thank you for your undying support of the Nashville Fit magazine and the fitness community. We love
Freshie.
you. We really love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a couple other sponsors, True Form Fitness, and we have Stretch Zone Franklin, but we'll get into how they sponsor in a minute as we move into this podcast. Savannah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
What's
We're
next?
here today
Who's
with
this
our
guy?
friend. Who are
I'm
you?
here. I'm
Oh
Jordan.
my gosh. This is our friend Jordan. Jordan, what's your last name?
Clark.
All right, tell us about yourself,
So,
Jordan Clark.
my name is Jordan Clark, and I am a professional gamer turned into a fitness guru somewhat, trying to be.
The coolest thing
I'm working at a gym out in Brentwood called Body Fit Training. It's a new concept. It's pretty cool.
It's a really-
I've been
it's a
wanting
really
to come out
awesome
there and
spot.
Try it.
Yeah, it's a group fitness class. It's basically focuses around strength and conditioning.
Oh, I follow you guys on Instagram.
We got the whole heart rate thing. We
Nice.
got multiple trainers in class with you. So it's definitely something new for people, whether if you've never done certain CrossFit activities or even a group fitness class. I mean, for me, I just go in the gym and work out. So like this is something new for me to get into something where I know I'm going to push myself. Our heart rate monitors in class really help a lot if you're not pushing yourself at all or if you're pushing yourself too hard.
Yeah,
So that's
accountability.
A lot of things that I've noticed in the fitness industry is sometimes people go in thinking they have to do too much.
Right.
And they usually fall off. It's kind of
Right.
how it happens. So
Yeah.
this gym is really focusing around coming in 6 days a week, trying to hit every body part possible with your cardio and strength.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great way to like go about helping people with fitness because you're absolutely right. I feel like there are people who have either when you get started, you're like, okay, I have to push myself to the limit. I have to sweat. I have to be out of breath. I have to feel like I'm dying every workout, which is exactly what I don't do as a trainer. I always leave some room in the tank with my clients and with myself, but it's hard, speaking from myself. Sometimes I get really like motivated and I'll push myself a little.
Get a good song and then
too
you
much,
just,
right?
Yeah.
Watch out.
Exactly. But then you have like the flip side of things where people have been working out for years and I know what I'm doing. I know what I like. I am set in my ways, and not that having your ways is bad and having your preferences is bad. That's what you should do. Go do things you like. Don't do it if you don't like it, but you get set in like this almost like, I don't really know how to progress from here, but I don't want to like necessarily like just completely switch like if you're a power lifter and you love powerlifting but you don't know how to progress and you know how to lift but you don't want to go do Pilates or yoga or something like to switch it up. Like there are other ways, and it's about like kind of knowing what's going on.
Yeah,
Heart rate.
Yeah, it's kind of like our
VO2.
classes it's a progression class. So our classes are like 8 to 10 weeks long. We just finished up our first month.
That's awesome.
And,
you know where you're going then.
Yeah, we know where we're going. We just pulled out the punching bags. Like that's something completely new. So like we have, I can't remember the exact number, but over 100 different workouts.
That's awesome.
So you're never really going to run into the same thing. And even if you come in, you're like, oh, I've already done this workout. It's not the same. It's definitely something different about it. So it's
a
fun.
program.
It's fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept. Yeah.
I need to come try it because I started following you guys on Instagram. We were
got
talking
you.
about it.
I
Yeah,
got you.
hell yeah, let's go.
You might know a
Ooh, I'm
guy.
excited.
I know a guy.
Well, we've broken a lot of ice, but there's still some more ice to break. So before we get any further, this is brought to you by True Form Fitness. This is the basket of debate. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Pass the
There we
offering
are.
plate around. So these are debatable topics, some of which are funny, some of which are informative, some of them are just terrible dad jokes. So I'm a little nervous because I write these. So reading one, like I just hope mine hits.
Yeah,
That's
welcome
all.
to my world.
It's a lot more fun
Put
watching
me
you
on
guys
the
read them.
spot with some weird questions.
Well, speaking of putting someone on the spot, I think Jordan can go first.
Oh,
He's the new guy.
perfect.
Well, I mean, mine's
Love
pretty
that.
simple. Toilet seat up or down when you're done. I've learned you have to put it up. There's no choice for me, but I'm also, I was the only guy in the house, so.
Up or down? Like, are we
You were
talking
strong-armed, though. It doesn't sound like that was
Now it's always down. I'm living with my girlfriend, so most of the time it was always up when I lived by myself. Now it's down.
I have a question.
Okay, let's do it.
And this is, does she put it up for you?
We don't talk about
That would be
on the
true love,
podcast. Yeah,
honestly.
she'll watch
Okay.
this and then
Okay.
get on to me.
Weird, but
Okay.
true love, if that's
Just saying.
what's going on.
It's a two-way street.
Does Carrie put it up for you?
No.
Good. That's y'all's responsibility. Allie and I
we
don't
gotta
have
put
to
it
worry
up
about
and put
that.
it down?
It's just random. It
Gosh.
just depends on the day.
Yeah. No, I won't even touch unless it's like my own toilet at home. Like Allie and I don't have to worry about this, obviously, but if it's up, I'm not touching it. So I'm gonna make do. So I prefer that it's put down before I
Okay.
get there.
Yeah.
Do tell.
You squat. You don't touch the seat. But if I sit fully down, I'm gonna fall in, and
do that.
But wait, you can't put it down?
I'm not gonna touch it
Why not?
in a public bathroom.
I mean, it's not an open.
You're
listen,
right. Okay,
it's a butt
foot
cheek.
Foot works.
Not an open wound.
There's a lot of gross butt cheeks.
Well, sure.
That I don't know that have been on that seat.
Not wrong.
Who knows what else is going down there?
Okay, your turn.
Yeah, let's move on from this question. That should be an obvious answer, everyone.
Yeah,
We all
okay.
know. Toilet paper over or under? I already know.
Under just automatically just falls.
Okay, interesting.
Over.
Really?
Over. Because if you like can't like, you know how sometimes it gets stuck like and you're trying to like spin it and spin it, trying to do it underhand, especially if it's like way behind you or something, like can't get it out. But over, rolling that thing right down. It's gonna come off somehow. Yep.
All day long.
Yep. Over.
I prefer to keep mine, just on top of
Yeah,
the thing.
just like on the counter. Yeah.
I don't
doesn't-
even
we
put
don't
it in
even pull it
a
over.
rolly thing. I do the wrap around the hand.
Wave
I
it
got
like,
both of these
wave it
around
like a
for
flag.
me.
There we go.
We're a fitness podcast. All right.
Yes.
What's the third one? Please tell me it's not
I
toilet
can't
paper.
get better than that.
it all
Like, I don't know
bathroom
how
related?
it's better than that. Okay, let me see here. Who would win in a fist fight, Little Debbie or Betty Crocker?
Ooh, Betty Crocker.
I was gonna say
All
Betty
the way.
Crocker.
Little
Wait,
Debbie's
why?
really- Are you kidding me? Her snacks are great, but have you seen
But
Betty
she's
Crocker?
little.
And have you seen Betty Crocker? She's the goat. Okay.
She's got that spoon.
Yeah, she's been alive for a long time now too. Like I guess so is Little Debbie. Yeah, that's an obvious answer.
That's pretty
Oh
fun.
no, maybe I'm thinking. No, yeah, definitely Betty Crocker.
Definitely Betty Crocker.
Yeah.
I'm about to do some more research after this
Yeah,
podcast.
I'm going to need to see pound for pound what the matchup is. I need some stats.
yeah.
Wait, Jack, can you Google
Like, did-
pictures of Little Debbie?
Did Betty Crocker handle the Keebler elves? Like, is there a...
Betty Crocker taught Little Debbie how to cook. Okay, she taught her how to bake.
But now they're nemesis? Is that what happens? Like, they just at some
Yeah.
point became enemies?
I mean, how would you feel if you were Betty Crocker? You taught this little girl how to bake, and then she comes up and she's like, "Oh yeah, well this is my brand." I'd be like, "Wow." Of all the mentoring and
This is how you want
influence
to
I
treat
could
me?
share with you, this is what you do. Gosh. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, that's the basket of debate. Thanks for joining us, Jordan. Anyway, let's move on from
Okay.
this one. So Jordan, you are at, I'm sorry, what is the name of the gym again?
Body fit training.
Body Fit. Okay. We were just talking about
BFT.
move.
BFT.
Yes. Yes.
You guys have a
Okay.
hand call sign yet?
No, not yet. That's a good idea.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should all come up with one.
Yeah.
We'll do it not here because no one can see us. But let's talk about how you first got into training. You said you were a pro gamer.
Yeah, I played Halo
Wow.
professionally back when I was.
That,
What
Young.
can you
Wait,
describe
what
what
does this
that's
mean? Yeah.
like? What is professional gaming like?
So I would travel around the United States and go to tournaments and do the best I could to win some money and create my own brand and stream. And
That's insane. I've never met somebody
Sponsors.
who's actually done
Yeah,
that. I've
yeah.
heard about it.
it's fun. It's fun. Different.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, I still play. I don't play super competitively like I used to anymore, but
But could you, like,
I
if you were
could.
like, I just want to, like make a little
I feel
money,
like
like
you're the guy
wow.
all my kids want to be.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I played in a game called Splitgate, which is a similar game to Halo, but with portals. And I ended up being I was actually ranked #1 in the world in that game for over a year.
You guys, we're talking to a #1 award-winning gamer. Like, and if you don't think that's cool, then you're lame. Because, like, video games I know that parents have opinions about it, and, like, girls and stuff, like, are like, oh, he just plays video games all day. And it's like... But that is a really impressive thing to be able to do. My brother was a gamer, and he talked about stuff like that and how, like, if he was going to go into something, he was like, I mean, I could do that, but, like, he had so many different, like, creative hobbies like that. And that is just so sick that you were ranked #1 in the world for that game.
Yeah.
So would you say that's your favorite?
It was one of my favorites, but hands down, Halo has always been one of my favorites. It's one of the games I grew up with. And
I'm terrible.
They're still making Halo games now, and...
what's your favorite version?
I was one of the best pros in Halo 4.
Nice.
It was one of the first ones. I went semi-pro in Halo 3, and then semi-pro in Halo Reach, and then Halo 4 and Halo MCC I was pro in. So
wow.
And ended up quitting for a little bit, and I'm trying to get back into it a little bit, but just
that's so cool.
Just try to have fun with it now.
Do you take challengers? Guys, if you're a pro at Halo
the
out
call
there,
out. Good luck.
I have an actual pro here.
Yeah, good luck. Whatever game you want to play, I'll win.
Let's do a live.
Mario Kart,
right
doesn't matter.
I'll play with that.
I'll play some Mario
terribly,
Kart.
but
I'll watch out.
Yeah, or Super Smash Bros.
I'm so much more of a talker on Mario Kart.
Who's your Super Smash Bros. Player?
Captain Falcon.
Wow, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I've chosen him before, like when I evolved a little bit.
Zero X, one of the best racing games on the N64.
Nice. I like being Jigglypuff. Or no, not
Kirby.
Jigglypuff, Kirby.
That's the
or
next
Link.
best one.
Link's my guy.
Well, I've aged out of this conversation.
Okay, well, who's your Mario Kart?
I remember when Atari was the thing.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Atari. What about GameCube? You remember that?
Yeah.
I had one of those. I had a Nintendo.
I love me some Mario Kart, though.
Wow. Who? What are we talking about? This is crazy.
No, this is great. I
This
love
is
this.
like-
I love this.
Hey, I
a
think
conversation
fitness.
I would have
I
at
think
any
fitness and gaming should go hand in hand too.
Okay.
So that's
Speak
kind
more
of
on
my.
that. How
Elaborate.
would you make that happen?
So I mean, back in the day, I was a little overweight. I weighed like 240 pounds. Gaming was one of my main subjects in life. That's all I wanted to do, and realized later down the road that I was getting really unhealthy, and I needed to get up and move my legs a little bit. So I got into the fitness industry. Started working at a YMCA when I was 15. Ended up moving to another gym, 24-hour fitness gym, when I was around 18, 19. Ran that for about 10 years.
Wow.
And during those 10 years is when I really got into like training and realizing like, hey, there's more to, if I want to get really good at gaming, you need to be healthy because you got to have a clear mind. It's the way I
Wow.
compare gaming is
That's
like
some insight right there.
super
Yeah.
complicated game of chess because you're playing against other people that are sometimes smarter than you. They might have a better shot. It could be anything. I mean, sleeping's also super important with that as well because, I mean, you want to stay up in game as much as you can because you want to be the best, but at the same time, you have to have a balanced life. So my big thing was get healthy. I lost about 80 pounds.
Wow.
And got in super good shape. And
Good for you.
Yeah. Really focused on both. And, I mean, a lot of gamers are not healthy. There are a lot that really take their health seriously, but there's a ton that are younger that just don't get into it because all they want to do is game.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of
I wish
new
my brother could have
things
met
where
you.
they're incorporating a lot of fitness stuff with gaming. We don't have anything around here in Nashville. I don't think that's kind of like that, but they're starting to really push that, and I'd like to see it.
Well, the first time
that would
I
be
saw
cool.
it, and I don't know anything about the gaming world aside from like what my brother did and like what you're telling me now, but when the Wii came out and it was like a literal physical
Yeah, you had the
virtual
board you
game.
could stand on and do all kind of crazy
and then
stuff.
people ruined that by throwing things into the TV. I mean, obviously people didn't mean to, but it didn't work out, and we don't see the Wii anymore. But I do think there is a lot of room to grow in marrying both of those things, and I think what you're talking about is so like, it could be a breakthrough. You could be like a spokesperson for that
Yeah,
because
that's a
you
good idea.
do have that experience. Like you would be able to actually, me and Terry sitting here, we wouldn't be able to like go to a gamer kid and be like, man, like you should really get into some fitness, like let's find you something you like, some activity you like to move. And
Right, be
that
relatable,
way,
right?
and me, I could spit science all day and be like, you need to do this so that your mind works better. That way you're more clear to play the game. You'll do better, blah, blah, blah. They won't listen to me and Terry because we don't have that experience gaming. We don't understand that world and the passion behind that. Somebody like you would be able to break through to people who are just, I mean, some people don't even like, they're like,
consider
no, I don't.
Yeah, don't
like,
even consider it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they had somebody who like was a pro and it's like, I literally have this experience and I can tell you that fitness makes me better at gaming. And you have to listen to me because I'm number 1 in the world. Okay? So,
There's that. Yeah.
I mean, you have a big platform
There's
that
that
you
part
could use,
too,
you
yeah.
know,
That's
if
real
you
important.
wanted to. And I mean, it sounds like you might. I don't know.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a platform. Yeah, I've definitely pushed that out, and a lot of my followers know that
Good.
I've incorporated. It used to be just all gaming stuff. Now it's a lot of fitness and gaming. I do a little bit of both.
That's so awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So when I met you at BFT, which shout out to BFT, they're also one of the sponsors of. You guys have sponsored other podcasts, so we appreciate your support. When you and I talked, you told me that you did a little bit of security work too.
Yep.
So
yeah.
how did we get from fitness? So gamer, fitness,
stacking.
and now you're doing some like corporate style security, right?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was doing Amazon corporate security for a while, and then ended up working for the main branch for security. Did that for a while, but my owner at my old gym ended up selling it. Then right after COVID hit, so I needed to get into something that was not fitness related because all the gyms were closed, and security was still going on. And it's a big business. I was working for the biggest security company in the United States, and I was constantly working like every day, every week.
Wow.
I actually fell out of shape a little bit because I was working so much, and that was over. I was tired of security and wanted to get back into fitness, and now I'm at BFT. So.
What is like the biggest event or thing that you work security for?
We had Jeff Bezos come to our corporate building one time.
Wow, that's
it was
sick.
Pretty crazy.
You know that I did security at the Grand Ole Opry for like 6 months, and it was.
Yeah, so that was one of the buildings I ran to. So, yeah.
We were not the top security company in the world, but it was a good experience. I learned some things.
Yeah, ran the airport, did all kind of different buildings. A lot of just, honestly, it was kind of a nightmare because every night something crazy would happen.
Yeah.
Someone didn't show up, couldn't
Not for
find
me.
anybody. I had to go in. Nashville bombing happened. That Christmas day was awful.
Wow.
Because my building was on 3rd Avenue where I
Oh
was
my
working.
God. Y'all
So,
were right there.
Yeah, I got called in all day.
That's
to do paperwork.
crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, the blast was a street over, and our doors got blown off.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
Glad you
still
were okay.
that's still in process downtown, by the way. That's crazy.
Yeah, probably will be for a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't personally know people, but I think a friend of mine knew somebody who had to completely just start over. They had an apartment there.
You're right across the street.
All
I
of their
saw that.
things, all of their stuff was gone. And I think Dream Hotel put them up or something, but for a little while, but they were taking donations. Yeah, that was.
For anyone that's been here a while, we lost the Laser Quest and we lost the Spaghetti Factory.
I
I
know.
remember both, yeah.
Spaghetti Factory. That was like.
Those were my two main
Spaghetti.
ones.
I just remember I'm from here, so I have random
Oh,
memories
nice.
that no
Another
one cares
unicorn.
about. Like Pangea's gone. Is Exit in?
It's gone too, or going.
Yeah, because I
Heard a
was
lot of shows
walking
there.
by it the other day, and I was like, "Man, this," because I thought it was going, and then somebody was like, "No, it's still there. There's a show going on. Like so and so's playing at the." I'm like, "Really?"
Well, maybe I don't know because last I heard that it was bought,
That's what I thought I heard.
but I don't know how long they have before that
Yeah,
they vacate. But
that's sad, man.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
moving on. How many trainers per class at BFT?
2 to 3, so we can hold up to 36 people in a class. It's 1 to 12 for the ratio, so we try to have at least 2 to 3 depending on.
I would like to point out that I love this. Like when I had a gym, we always had trainers would hang out. Like they would just stay there and they would hang out, and we would end up we 2 or 3 of us around 2 clients, and it was just it was a vibe, right? We had a good time, and so I just love the idea of that. The community aspect, but also it's safer. It's so much safer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think though. You're paying over sometimes $100 an hour just for training.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that 3 times a week. That's $300. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't think someone needs that much help when you can just come to a group class and have a trainer already there with you. It's way more affordable than that. Classes can come out to about $10 to $20 a class.
My business. No,
Feeling infringed
you got
upon.
pay the worth. No, they're different things though.
Yeah.
Different, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the group atmosphere, and it's almost like it's almost a game in there with the heart rate monitors as well, because like every exercise you have a certain heart rate you need to be in for the next one. And if it's too high, don't do 5 more, just wait. It really incorporates a game, because at the end you get a medal. You get bronze, silver, gold, or you get a participation if you're too far out.
Right.
So it's you really want to be in that KPI. And it almost turns into a little competition at the end if you bring some buddies with you and see who can have the best score. So
I'm going to play
I like
devil's
that.
advocate, because as much as I would love, like, when I do something like an EMOM, like, okay, yeah, you finished it, like, rest the rest of the minute, please. Like, it's worth it. I know you can do more. Chill out. But do people get, like, hooked on the, like, game of, like, ooh, okay, I gotta get gold. I have to get gold. And then it becomes all about getting the
At first, no.
okay.
At first, no. I've noticed a lot of people are just like, oh, okay, my heart rate's up there. I'll try my best. When you really get into it and you see other people that are like, yes, I hit my goal today. Like, I hit my heart rate where it was supposed to be. I'm going to be good to come back tomorrow. I'm not going to be too tired. I'm not going to be too sore. I didn't push myself way over the limit.
Yeah.
And this is just, it puts a good balance on you, because we want you to come in 6 days a week.
Right.
Most people work out 3-4 days a week.
Right.
And those are people that are pretty good about working out. Most people don't even do it that much. And we really encourage this 6 days a week, because we know that with our program, your body will allow you to come in 6 days a week if you actually follow the plan.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think, like, what I meant more was, like, say you're coming for a while. You're coming for, like, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Good amount of time. You've started to get really, really consistent, and you're coming in 6 days a week now. Whether or not you, like, first started with no experience or you had some, whatever. But 6 months down the line, you have something come up in your personal life where you have to move because your job changed and there's not a BTF where you're going. And then you're like, I don't have my heart rate monitor. I don't know how to, like, do you think that they pick up on what you, like, the type of training that they're doing in that amount of time enough to be like, oh, it's cool. Like, I'll be all right without my heart rate monitor. Like, I don't need to, like, live on an Apple Watch in order to know, like, that I'm healthy or not. Like, because I feel like at a certain point you can flip and cross that line of, like, especially when it comes to watches and stuff. Like, Terry's wearing one right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with one.
Right there with you.
But I do know that some people, I had a Whoop for a while. I just didn't want to pay for the membership anymore. But so I had no problem with it. I really liked that it could tell me a lot about my sleep habits and like how much sleep I actually got and how recovered I actually was. And I know there's glitches and stuff, but my point is some people get very, very reliant on their, like, KPI, on the information that is technologically sitting on their wrist. And I think there's an importance in it. It is important to not rely on it so much, use it as like a compass.
Yeah.
But if you lose your compass, which is bound to happen, your watch is going to expire, you know, the updates will stop working and iPhone's going to be like, hey, Apple wants you to buy another one now.
Yep. Almost that time.
And, or, you know, you jump in the lake. Oops, I had my watch on, you know, like, and they're not cheap. So it's not like you're getting a new one anytime soon.
Well, I got a story about that later.
So my question is, will people know how to take what they learn? Like, are they paying attention to, like, how they're training enough to be able to take that anywhere without relying on the heart rate monitor, without knowing what heart rate zone they're supposed to be in?
100%. Because you're learning stuff every class. I mean, there's stuff in there that I've never done. A lot of CrossFit functional movements with barbells. I usually just go sit down in a machine and just knock out 10 to 15. That's what I'm normally used to at my gym. And then going to this one, it's a lot of primal movements. I mean, it's crawling on the floor and doing stuff that your body's not used to. And you don't have to have a heart rate monitor in class. That's optional. We have free ones in there that you can use when you first come in to try it out, see if you like it.
Right.
I've done a class with it, and I've done a class without it. Both times were good. It was a good workout.
Right on,
so,
yeah.
I also think that you should listen to your body. You should, once you get into a routine, you know how much you can do. You know what's going to make you sore, like writing down how much weight you use, because you go in, if the weight's too low, grab something a little heavier.
Yeah.
We want you to push yourself. So,
For sure.
The heart rate thing definitely helps, but you don't have to have it. And all the stuff that you learn in class, you can do from either at home with some basic stuff, but having the structure of the class with the people in it is the main part.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, dope.
I think there's a lot to be said about paying attention to like your tools, right, and what they teach you. Like, you know, we're talking about a heart rate monitor or Apple Watch. They should be able to teach you like what, like, I look at mine to know when I'm in the fat burn zone, or I look at mine, I'm like, oh, I'm hitting the 170s. I should slow down if I'm on a run or, you know, riding a bike. So if you look at those tools that are available to you, you know, like this heart rate monitor at BFT, like the goal is for it to become you.
Correct.
Right. To not lead to obsession. And it's one of the primary jobs of a trainer too, right? Our goal is to try to keep you away from the edge of obsession, because it's food, it's overtraining, you know, it's stress at work, it's on and on and on, right? I think we all have those tendencies, right? Like,
well, and it's innocent too, because it's human nature to like, the better you get at something, the more you're going to want to do it,
right?
And that's exactly why I fell into eating disorder land, and that's exactly why people overtrain and get rhabdo. It's like, I don't shame those people. It's like, okay, you were really hyped up that day. Like, you were going for it. You were pushing your limits because you felt like you could, and that's important too. But things like those tools, you know, like I learned so much about myself using the Whoop. And then like when I didn't have it anymore and I didn't want to pay for it monthly, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, you didn't need it.
I kind of,
great.
That's the point of it. You know, it should be something that you can take off and not feel like, oh, I lost my life. You know, like it's everything to me. It tells me how to breathe. No. Like if you're on that gravy train, you need to hop off, 'cause that's a world of hurt.
I think that's the primary point, right? Like, is that use your tools to train you to not be dependent. Yeah. Not vice versa.
And they help too. I don't want to act like I'm anti-watch. Because
you should come to class and try one heart rate.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy it.
I worked at a gym where we used the heart rate monitor, but I don't think anybody used it right or cared, because it was like a smaller gym and they were kind of tucked away.
Not as cool.
Not as cool. I'm not going to mention.
Technology's come a long way though since then.
Yeah.
Because now your data goes on the screen.
I think it was the same one that Orange Theory uses, but like I didn't even use it because I was like.
Yeah, we also have an app that goes on your phone. So after your workout, it kind of tells you like, hey, for this specific workout, you had your heart rate at this, and it tells you everything. Nice. So it's pretty detailed. It's probably one of the most detailed heart rate monitors I've seen.
Nice.
So.
Let me just tell you kids that back in the day, when I was younger, the heart rate monitor. No, the heart rate monitor came with a set. Like you had to buy a separate watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the life I remember living when I was in my 20s.
And do you remember pedometers? My mom bought me one when I was like 12 or something. Not to get me to lose weight, like just she wanted me to be healthy. And I remember her telling me what it was. I got you this. I thought it was really cool until a kid at school was like, what is that? I'm like, it counts your steps. And they're like, why do you care? And I'm like, I don't. I'm going to take it off.
Stupid kid.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I can't even remember.
All the things to get made fun of for.
I remember suddenly being embarrassed of it.
Yeah, it's like, why am I embarrassed?
It was like, it was not even like technology. It was like just somehow track the bounce in your step and then it would tick. Like,
it was old school. Yeah.
It was like.
We're really dating ourselves, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 30. I mean, I don't think that's.
I'm older than you.
I'm
so
Tamagotchi era, but, you know.
Tamagotchi.
Neopets. Actually, Neopets, I think, came later, but I was born into the Tamagotchi. I was really bad at taking care of those. Anyway, gaming on a very analog level still sucked at it. Oh, my gosh.
Well, now seems like a good time to take a break for our sponsors, so we'll do that right now. All right, we have underneath.
Okay.
How are we supposed to recover from that?
I don't know why I said, but okay, we're back.
You know it's good when you get Trent going back there.
The entire time the commercial was playing,
we're dying
trying
laughing.
to retract the okay.
Just like, here.
The unneeded word. All right, let's keep going.
Savannah, guess what we have next?
What do we have next?
We have Stretch Your Intellect, which is brought to you by Stretchstone Franklin.
Yay.
And I'm not going to read this because Jordan's here and I don't have my glasses. So these are fun facts that literally meant to stretch your intellect. So there's no joke here. But these are little known facts about Tennessee. So are you from Tennessee?
I am from here. Yeah, I was born and raised.
Right on me too.
Yeah, heck yeah. I said, oh no, the unicorn in the room.
I know,
Yeah,
but I
weirdos.
that just happened. Like the unicorn thing. Like I got home from college one time, and somebody was like, "Oh, you're a unicorn." I'm like, "The what?"
Say that again.
Like, I mean, awesome. I love unicorns. They're great, but like, why? Like,
It's just I mean, there's some people that moved here. I rarely ever talk to someone that's actually from here.
I know. It's just kind of gradually like
That one's yours.
snuck up on me, but okay.
So, read your interesting fact about Tennessee.
Okay.
Stretch our intellect, Jordan.
I'm going to stretch your intellect. So, Graceland, the second most visited house in the U.S., while the White House is the most visited house in the United States, Graceland, the former home of the legendary musician Elvis Presley, holds the title of the second most visited. Located in Memphis, Tennessee, Graceland attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors annually who come to pay homage to the king of rock and roll. Explore his mansion and see his memorable collection.
I believe that.
You read really well on microphone, by the way.
Thank you.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad
There's
I'm glad
also,
for the
if
call
you
to have you
visit
done.
the Opry, what's her name? The Booter and all. What is her?
Dolly Parton? Dolly Parton.
Nope, she's a famous for being a Southern woman on a cooking show.
Oh.
Paula D.
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean.
Yeah.
Paula Dean?
She has her own restaurant by the Opry, and it's always like overflowing. with
Oh,
people.
yes.
Hers is
It
super
is
good. A little overpriced, but hers is
crazy.
amazing.
A little. I mean,
Yeah. Well.
I feel like that comes close second to Graceland. It's like, oh my God, there's so many people at this restaurant. And she has a whole restaurant. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me because Elvis is awesome. And a legend.
It's true.
I've never been there. I've been to
I have never
Memphis.
been there either.
Never been to Graceland.
And I've been to Memphis.
Have you?
Been to Memphis once.
Did you go to Graceland?
No.
Me neither.
I think I went to their main street down there. I was only down there for a
Same.
few hours.
Well,
and
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
I
same.
think we've got an NFM sponsored trip to
Field trip.
to Graceland.
Yeah, we'll go interview people
Nothing
there about
fitness related whatsoever, but we're gonna go. Your turn.
Well, I got a hunk of burning love for
What's
that.
going on?
That was terrible. I could have done better. There's so many other songs. Okay, anyway.
That's
All right. My grandma loved Elvis. Okay. Birthplace of miniature golf. My mini golf fans out there. Love mini golf. Where can I play mini golf? Side note.
There's only really one spot that I know of, and it's
I've never thought
it's
about this
over
before.
Bell Road and Old Hickory. There's a driving range, a go-kart, and then there's mini golf.
It's crazy because there used to be a ton around Nashville when I was a kid.
I feel like I just like
There's
only
one.
ever played mini golf like on vacation somewhere.
There
like
used
at
to be one
Panama City
somewhere,
Beach or something.
like at Music City Karting downtown.
Yeah.
They had the neon miniature golf,
Ooh.
which is indoors, which is nice when it's cold outside or hot, too hot.
I just figured out date night this weekend. Okay.
I just realized you stopped midway.
I did. I just like realized like I haven't done that in a long time and I love it. Need to do that. Birthplace of miniature golf, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Get out of here.
I don't want to go all the way there, but
It's not that far.
Chattown, okay, is often credited as the birthplace of miniature golf. In 1927, Garnet Carter, I think that's how it's pronounced.
Sounds
or
fancy.
Garnett.
I like it.
I think it's Garnet. We're going to go with that. Garnet Carter, his wife Frida. Or at least people who are probably dope. Constructed the first miniature golf course, so they are dope. Tom Thumb Golf on Lookout Mountain. Does that have any relation to like the gas station?
Tom Thumb?
Yeah.
I think that's an old story, Tom Thumb. He's a little guy.
I would picture that.
He's miniature.
Like a thumb.
Tom Thumb.
Okay. The concept quickly spread across the United States, leading to the popular recreational activity we know today. Well, that's cool. Garnet Carter and his wife Frida constructed the first miniature golf course.
So name it Tom Thumb.
You know, like in 1927 too, they took that so seriously. They weren't like, "Oh, we'll get a bunch of kids to come play." You know, they were probably like, "This is croquet in the backyard."
Yeah.
You know, like
It ends with a standoff with a gun. Like,
what if they're
take your
not,
paces.
Yeah, what if they're not as fancy as
Just
we're-
calm down, everybody.
What if they were a couple of rednecks? Like they easily could have been not like.
Probably more likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more likely.
They constructed it themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel
Frida
smarter
too.
after hearing that. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Some Tennessee history for you.
Cleared out some space in my mind to remember that.
And now we know where to play mini golf. Like We got it. So, yeah, anyways, thank you so much for joining us today, Jordan. I'm really glad to have met you and talk about you. You're a very interesting person with a really cool background. So I'm excited to see what you keep doing with it, especially, merging the gaming world with fitness. That's amazing. And I'm going to have to come see you at BFT and get a workout in. But on behalf of our team, Trent Denson, our engineer, Terry Bargy, our producer and today's co-host, and our cameraman, Jack Bargy, we are Sav and
Terry.
Thanks for being there, Jordan.
Thanks for listening to the NFM podcast today, guys.
Thanks
Signing
for
out.
being here.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you guys. See you.